All right, mad respect for the builders and contractors out there, because you don't know what you're doing, you waste a lot of time and a lot of money. So, in material and having to redo stuff because you don't know what you're doing. So one of my very bad habits that I have had since I was a little bitty girl is following the rules. It is one of the things that has actually benefited me in some ways, and also screwed me up in a lot of different ways. So my mom taught me how to sew when I was young, and she showed me the right way, but I was always one of those people who had a hard time following the rules because I'm impatient. But that's when I also discovered I'm finally claiming some things that I really had a gift of the eye, like at seeing something, envisioning it, and kind of putting it together without following a pattern or a template. And so when I was younger, I knew how to sew and I know how to use a pattern, but a lot of things I made up without a pattern because I had a concept in my mind and I was able to bring things to fruition. However, I was also able to bring things to fruition that looked good but might fall apart once you wore it, because the hem wasn't right or the cut wasn't right, or it looked good but my arm was like all, you know, it was all too small under here because the inseam wasn't cut right. But anyway, I've been learning that quality has not really went away, because I started actually putting together this bench and the shoe rack like I'm a carpenter, like without following a plan, not even without, like, I could have released to YouTube a couple things beforehand, but I kind of was like, okay, I can see it's 2 pieces of wood and stick it together and cut it and glue it and staple it, and there it is. So I went through a lot of material, but I'm almost finished. Now I'm doing the finishing pieces. So let me see if we can get better. Probably not. I'm not good with the camera. So the finishing pieces is basically what people see. I'm trying to put this camera so you can. So basically I'm trying to trim out the front of the bench with pieces of plywood. I started by staining the wood first, and then I started by measuring and cutting and then staining the wood before I applied it. But what I'm finding is I'm having to go back and do adjustments again because I didn't follow a template. So now with the last 2 pieces, since I know they'll fit, I got them cut, and I'm going to go ahead and glue and staple them, glue or nail them, and then I'm going to finish the stain. I wouldn't recommend that normally because, as you can see, I have 2 different colors here. So I don't want to spend a lot of time taping and all that, but it's only 2 pieces left, so I'm just going to tape them off so I don't mess up the black with the brown mahogany. But since I'm at the finish, I think I can just staple them up there and then go ahead and stain the last pieces. So this is me finishing up my bench project. Not finishing, but almost finishing, because I still have, and there are a lot of different products you can use out there. I'm not quite at the stage where I'm doing product recommendations. Since I have an IT background, my thing is like, you have to have proven outcomes for a certain number of times before you can actually make recommendations. So, and that's 3. So once I use a product in 3 different applications 3 times successfully, then I can recommend. So for right now, I'm using this basically 9000 glue and my staple gun, but again, I'm not necessarily recommending that product over others. And y'all gonna be done with me in this camera. Once I get myself together, I'll get a better camera. So I finally, after messing up maybe 3 pieces, cut my trim piece to fit perfectly so that it's flush with the bench and the overhang and lines up with the pieces already there. Apply the glue. I'm with my brad nailer, making sure it doesn't shift or move, and it's still flush. Since I have the glue, I should be good with just this. I use about 5 finish nails. Wipe off any excess, and then give that time to dry. All right. So this is the stain that it will eventually wind up. This is the fresh piece of wood. No gaps, no seams. So all I have to do now is stain this black, and then my bench will have that finish look, that says a professional did this. So I'm happy with how things are coming along. I'm way behind schedule, but again, it was an artificial deadline placed upon myself. So I'm glad that I'm at least not starting a new project until I finish this one. That's my new goal. All right, more to come. Can't wait till I'm done.